episode of Creative Writing Advice with me, JJ Barnes. If you don't know me, I'm the author of How to Write a Story, which is out now on Amazon. I take you from the beginning of your story all the way through to the end, and I cover everything in between as well. So I'm over here on YouTube doing a creative writing advice series where I take different pieces of writing advice and I try to break them down and make them as accessible and fun and easy to follow as possible so that you feel inspired to get your story out into the world. Today, I am doing another writing prompt video. Now, I do these every so often. If something comes up and I think this would make a great writing prompt, what I do is I talk you through it, how to use the writing prompt, and then I break it down and I show you how you can grow it. Because basically, what a writing prompt is a little seed, a little tiny little seed that you put in the ground of your idea, your imagination, right? And then it grows. And for every single person, it will grow differently, because everybody will think in a different way. They will draw on different life experiences, different things that they're passionate about, and they will grow that into a different story. So even if you give 1,000 people the same writing prompt, it is always going to come out differently. Because some people are really into sci-fi, so they will go for take a writing prompt and send it off in a direction of space because that is what they are really excited about. Other people are really into witchcraft, so they will take a writing prompt and grow it into magic. And other people are really into action adventure, so they'll send them off to a pirate cave. It really doesn't matter, because what you're doing is you are being given an opportunity to grow something special and unique using your own brain. And that's magic. So this writing prompt, it comes from a video that I did on Monday, which is my Ask Me Anything. And I was sent this question. If you woke up speaking a language nobody else spoke, what would you do? And I started trying to answer this on Monday because I was like, this is a really interesting, this is exciting, this is a good question. But it got my imagination going, and I thought this deserves its own video, and I haven't done a writing prompt for a while, so that's what I'm going to do. So this question from Monday is today's video. So when you are given your writing prompt, the first thing you have to do, break it right down to the straight away response, right? Because you don't want to go straight in with like, oh, this is the big world that I'm going to be exploring. No. Ignore that for a moment. Cut it straight back down to just that question. Whatever it is. In this case, waking up and you speak a language nobody else speaks, right? So you want to write your story. You're given this prompt. Who are you? So you wake up and you're speaking a different language. You. Who are you? Are you yourself? Are you writing a story as if this was happening personally to you? So you are in your house, you are you the writer with your family and your friends, or are you a completely imaginary person? Either way is fine. Who are you? Okay? When you wake up, how do you discover you are speaking a different language? Are you waking up next to your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever and saying good morning and it comes out wrong? Are you phoning somebody? Are you going off to school and not discovering until you get there or work? How do you realize you're speaking a language that's wrong, that nobody else speaks? Then to work out, do you know you're speaking a different language? Does it sound like you're just speaking in your normal language and they don't understand you and it sounds like they're speaking something wrong? Because that is a completely different experience again. If you are speaking a different language and it sounds like a different language to you and you know everybody else is speaking English, so you can understand them, but they can't understand you, that is a very different experience. So if it sounds to you like you're speaking English or French or German or whatever, but they sound like they're speaking something different, so you can't understand them. Because if you can understand them but they can't understand you, it's a different experience, a different story to if you can't understand each other. So figure that out, and I love writing prompts. I get so overexcited. So then what happens? Okay? Are they confused? Do they recognize you but are trying to communicate with you? Or are they like, no, you're some like imposter? So if you're in like a magical world, do they think that you are like a clone or a replicant or or somebody like in their body? Have you been possessed? Are they frightened because you are not communicating normally and they're like, you can't be you because, so then do they act like you're a threat? Or do they think, if you're not in like a magical fantastical world, this could be, are they thinking that you have had some kind of like a stroke or I don't know, something that has gone in your brain and it's because of that, it's a mental like glitch that's happened to you and they want to get you medical treatment, right? Work out how they respond. I mean, they might just be fine. They might be like, oh, we need to work this out. Like something's happened, a spell gone wrong perhaps, which leads me on to my next point. How did it happen? Because you are going to need to figure that out. Now, your character might not know, and they might have to spend the course of the story figuring it out, which again is a different story to if they have caused it to happen themselves and it's a mistake, or they were involved in some kind of battle, magical fight, science experiment. Do they know how it happened? How did it happen? If they don't know, they are going to have to go on a journey to work out how it happened. And if they do know, they're going to have to try and find an antidote or a counter spell or a magic rock that they rub on their head. It doesn't matter what it is you send them off to do, as long as they are sent off to do something. So that's likely to be the story motivation. So your inciting incident is waking up, finding you speak a different language and nobody understands you. Because that sets your story into action. Until then, you were just living and normal. That is your story. So what are you going to do? What is the course of your story? Is it finding the person who did it to you? Is it fixing a mistake you made? Is it going on some quest journey to another planet where you know the magic rock to rub on your head is? Do you see what I mean? There are so many branches that you can go. So who are the people with you, right? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your colleagues? Is it the people you're at school with? Are you like a wizard trainee in a wizard training center and you've got some big exam you've got to do and you've got to try and make yourself speak the right language again before the exam starts? There's so many possibilities from that one question. And you can go anywhere with it, literally anywhere in the world, or other world, or fantasy realm. Or as long as you're using the prompt, you speak another language and no one understands you, go anywhere. Who are you? Are you a mermaid? Are you an animal? Are you a witch? Are you just a person who wakes up and is really confused and thinks they're drunk? There are so many possibilities, and this is true of all writing prompts. The first thing you have to break it down before you start exploring your magical world, though, before you start getting too big, because then it gets lost, is go straight down to the root of it. Who are you, and why is this happening? Because that's how you grow your story from that. And who you are, the protagonist of this story, that is really important, because that's who your story is going to be about. And if it's you yourself and you're telling an imaginary fantasy story about specifically happening to you, that's probably easier because you know you. But if you're writing a story, work out who your protagonist is, work out why whatever is happening is happening. Is it a choice they made, which is something they wanted, and either it's going right or it's going wrong, depending on what your story is about? How do they deal with it? What course of action do they take? And then you can send them out into your world and start exploring your fantasy world or real world or space world or whatever, doesn't matter. Once you've got the core, who you are, why is this happening? And yeah, I have just brainstormed very, very quickly a few options here for this one little writing prompt, but hopefully what you're seeing is that you can do the same thing and you can grow them and you can take it and either use this writing prompt that I've just given you or come up with something else. Or if you go onto Pinterest, I've got a Pinterest board, the link is down there, and I've got a whole board dedicated to different writing prompts, and they're so much fun because, as I say, you can give as many people as you want the same prompt And you will get as many stories as there are people, and they'll all be different because they will all send you in a completely different direction. And that's really interesting. It shows the wealth of imagination and ideas there are in the world. It shows you how many stories can come to be and what you can do if you're willing to just let yourself go and explore and let your imagination lead you. There are so many things you can do and so many ways it can go, and you'll get a story at the end of it. And that's the whole point, right? You want to get a story written. And if you're struggling for a concept or you just need a little nudge, a little poke to get you in the right direction, then writing prompts can be brilliant for that. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful. And yeah, little question that I got in my Monday bag has turned into a whole video, so that's fun. Yeah, I like that. So thank you very much. You can subscribe to this channel, and I put out a video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. You can also go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk. Over there you'll find all the links, all of my stuff, all my social media. You can come and chat to me, or you can drop a comment on this video. What do you think of this writing prompt, right? Where does your brain take you? If you woke up in the morning and you spoke another language that nobody else spoke, right? Where is your brain sending you? What is your idea? What is your response to that? Just like, I'm not saying you have to write the entire story. I just mean like your initial nugget of an idea. What does your gut say? What does your gut instinct say you should write for that story? Thank you very much. I will be back again soon. Bye.